Ladies and gentlemen, music lovers and supporters, one and all.
We're so glad to have all of you with us online and grateful for this opportunity to spend the evening together. I'm Steph Lippert, and this is my co-host tonight, Pete Lang. We're both members of the Civic Music Board of Directors, musicians and teachers, and we want you to know that we couldn't have done this event without the involvement of a whole lot of great people. We've been working together as a task force since about Christmas time, brainstorming, planning, and collaborating to put on this first ever virtual Civic Music event, and it's finally here.
It's finally here. We want to start by taking a moment to recognize all of our terrific sponsors. But even before that, we want to point you, if you're watching this in YouTube, if you got a comments bar off to the side, put your comments in. We are live streaming, and if we get comments, we're able to post those right on the live stream. So we want this to feel like as much of a live event as possible, so chat it up, y'all. You know that music is a group activity, so jump in there. Whether you want to shout out for a sponsor, a performer, or anything else, just jump in and we'll get your comments posted on the screen. The event's free and open to the public, as you know. So go ahead and share the event link with your friends now, too. See how many people we can get on the live stream. Now we're going to go to our Music is My Bag sponsors. Many of you pre-purchased your bag before today, and we hope you're enjoying the contents right now. These great sponsors helped make those bags happen.
So we have Baird Investments, Concilio, Osmansky, and Heinz Group.
Awesome. Thank you. We're also grateful to George H. Harrow, CPA, for their sponsorship.
And also Landmark Credit Union.
Yeah. Finally, to the Wauwatosa Vocal Arts Studio, Cornelia Marie Bielke. Thank you so much for your sponsorship.
So next we have our Educators Award sponsor. Tonight we will have the privilege of recognizing 4 outstanding music educators from the Milwaukee area. Civic Music has been recognizing special music teachers annually since 1991, and we're proud to have
Educators Credit Union
sponsor tonight's 2020 Educator Awards.
All right. Thank you. Now on to our awesome performer sponsors. Tonight you're going to hear and see recorded performances from some of the best musicians in our area. We're so grateful to them, and we're also grateful to
House Design Agency, and I just want to mention that Joe is also one of our dear directors of Civic Music.
Absolutely. A lot of the imagery you'll see tonight created by Joe. So House Design Agency. And then near and dear to my heart, my other career, thank you so much to Tim O'Brien Homes for their sponsorship of the performers.
Okay, and finally, to our very lead sponsor, they've been a household name for a very long time in our community, and they were established in 1946. We're very grateful to have
Interstate Music
as tonight's lead sponsor.
All right. Once again, thanks to everybody that's made this special evening possible. Any musician will tell you that their success is the result of the efforts of many teachers, directors, composers, publishers, instrument makers, technicians, sound, lighting, video professionals, and musical collaborators all band together throughout our lives to make us successful as individuals and collectively. Tonight, we're going to ask you to join in our efforts towards igniting a child's potential by nurturing the passion for music making.
So if you haven't had a chance to do so yet, please take a moment now to register and bid in our silent auction.
Check out all of the awesome offerings that are in the silent auction, which all offer an opportunity to support our mission at Civic. Silent auction will close just before the end of tonight's program, so stay tuned to make sure you win your favorite item. Also at the very end, we're going to make a short but shameless ask for you to give whatever you can to support the mission of Civic. All the performances you're going to hear tonight are connected in some way to Civic music. We'd like to start the evening by featuring the winner of the 2021 high school competition, Mr. Wojtek Kloss. The high school competition is a well-regarded event which challenges accomplished young musicians to perform in a competitive, juried environment for real scholarship money. With no further ado, please give a warm welcome as we present the top instrumental winner of the Civic Music 2021 high school competition, Wojtek Kloss of Menominee Falls High School. How about Wojtek Klaus?
I'm super excited to announce the next performance that we have this evening. Two siblings, the Brusubardis siblings, Victor and Christian. I've known their family for a very long time, and both of them offer private lessons through MISO as well as Civic Music. Victor also teaches cello and string-based private lessons at the Hartford Union School. And Christian just most recently was accepted into the Chicago Civic Orchestra.
Hello, my name is Christian Brusubardis.
And I'm Victor Brusubardis.
We're the Brusubardis Bros. Today, we'll be playing for you the first three movements from Glier's Duet for Violin and Cello, Opus 39. Prelude, Gavotte, and Berceuse.
Thank you so much to the Brusubardis brothers and the entire Brusubardis family. Our musical family in our area for a generation, really. Something about the way that family members interact that makes their group's musical expression that much more intense. We're going to hear from another pair of siblings later tonight. But before that, it's my pleasure to introduce and welcome our head of family at Civic Music, Nancy Harrell. Nancy's been, she's been executive director at Civic since 2015, and under her leadership, we've been not only able to keep the mission of Civic Music alive, relevant, and effective, but now we're actually launching onto a growth path. Unbelievably, during a pandemic, it's simply a testimony not only to Nancy's tireless passion and commitment, but your unwavering support, your belief in the power of music. So excited for the future of Civic Music. Please again, welcome Nancy Harrell.
Thanks, Pete, and hello to all of you. We're so glad that you're here with us this evening. Civic Music has quite a rich history. In fact, we have been around for over 100 years. We are proud to have marked our centennial year in 2018 and continue to move full steam ahead on the other side of 100. Civic Music was first conceived in 1916 as an association of music teachers by Laborius Seaman, who was dean of the Marquette University Conservatory of Music. Who knew that there was one? In the early years, it was a sounding board and an advocate and a catalyst for music and music education in the Milwaukee area. The Civic Music Association was eventually formed in 1918 with a single purpose and charge to promote music in the community. With the vibrant Milwaukee area arts scene that we know, it's difficult to think of a time when there was little structure and few flagship accounts. No symphony, no opera company, only ethnic music and celebrations, homegrown recitals, and visiting musicians like the Chicago Symphony, and I'm quite sure lots of great jazz musicians. There was much to organize and implement, and Civic Music Association was very involved. I've been with Civic Music for 6 years, and what I've noticed the most is that this organization has continually changed to keep in step with what the Milwaukee area has needed. So before the promotion of music, they needed to work on the recognition that music was a vital part of education. That was accomplished by 1923 when Civic Music secured high school credits for students of music attending the Milwaukee Public Schools. After that came a recital series featuring Milwaukee musicians that grew into the Artists and Ensemble recital series. Popular for over 50 years, this series gave way to many professional performance series that established themselves in Milwaukee. Two major ensembles most people will remember or even performed in are the Young People's Orchestra and the Young People's Band. These ensembles became the Civic Orchestra and the Civic Band. Over the years, professional and avocational ensembles have multiplied in Milwaukee, and both these ensembles have established themselves as their own separate entities. The Civic Orchestra is now the Festival City Symphony, and the Civic Band is the Milwaukee Concert Band. Our current mission is to support music education and promote and provide performance opportunities for young musicians in the greater Milwaukee area. Allow me just to highlight two of our youth music programs. The high school program that we just heard Wojciech play is open to advanced high school students living in the greater Milwaukee area. So students audition with esteemed judges and attend various workshops and master classes. The competition's top musicians perform at the showcase recital at the Milwaukee Art Museum, and 4 young artist scholarships are awarded. We have recently included jazz in this event with the gift of the Lee Guzzi Memorial Jazz Scholarship. The private lesson program, what we like to call Life Lessons Through Music, is open to students in 4th through 12th grade. Lessons are given to students new to private lessons and whose families could use a financial helping hand. In their application, students tell us that they use music for comfort, for diversion, as a gift to share and to experience joy. During this pandemic year, our small but mighty organization muscled through, putting every program online. Not ideal, but important to keep music alive for our students. The private lesson teachers, of course, bring a wealth of knowledge to the lessons, but they also bring empathy and creativity as well. Later this evening, we get to enjoy a performance by SistaStrings. Both Shanti and Monique Ross have been teaching for Civic Music for several years. We caught up with Monique a few weeks ago teaching an online lesson. We've probably all had that teacher for whom we want to succeed. Monique is definitely that teacher. So take a look.
So many things that are much, much better about that passage, but somehow our eighth notes, we've lost our pulse, right? We've lost our pulse. To keep that steady eighth note pulse. Da, 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 da. You kind of took it half time there instead, so. That was amazing! You did it! I'm so proud! Good job, Renee. That was awesome. You picked up on that super, super quickly. Okay, let's try to run that whole thing. Yes?
This is a new era for Civic Music. We are working on enhancing existing programs and developing new ones that nurture students as individual performers. We've rebranded ourselves and our board has almost doubled in size, welcoming in vibrant, connected, and creative people who will drive Civic Music far into the future. We hope that you enjoy this evening's performances, get in on the auction, or make a general donation or a donation to a specific program. We are grateful for your support. Some of you are old friends who have walked alongside of us in good times and in tough times. And some of you are new friends who we hope to get to know better. We like having all of you on our side. Lastly, I would like to extend a huge thank you to our special event task force who have been planning and shaping this event since just before the new year. Our fearless leaders, Pete Lang and Stephanie Lippert, along with Kathy Swoboda and Kent Tessmatner, have all put in tons of hours and called in many favors along the way. We also want to give a shout out to the board members Janet Day and Joe Houch for all of their help as well. I think that Pete called in a favor when he introduced us to Zach Fishman, our tech guru, who is running the show tonight. Zach, we thank you. And we are humbled by your technical knowledge. So, Steph, I'm going to give it back to you.
Thank you, Nancy. So next performer up is Peter Thomas, cellist of the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra since 2008. Peter is a multi-genre soloist, clinician, educator, and chamber musician, and has performed all around the world. And one of the groups that you can see him also perform in addition to the Milwaukee Symphony, is the crossover indie rock band fused with classical music, I'm Not a Pilot. Peter enjoys the life of being a multifaceted performer and teacher and strives to spread the awareness of the arts in the community through his many various outlets.
Good evening. My name is Peter Thomas, and I'm a cellist with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra. I'm also the adjunct cello professor at Carthage College in Kenosha, Wisconsin. It is my pleasure to be here to perform a couple of songs for you on behalf of Civic Music Milwaukee's Can't Stop the Music online fundraiser and arts awareness event. I first heard of Civic Music Milwaukee in 2008 when I joined the orchestra. I had the privilege of performing a concert at the Wisconsin Conservatory of Music through Civic Music Milwaukee. 10 years later, I was honored to receive the 2018 Certificate of Excellence in Studio Music from Civic Music Milwaukee, an award and an accomplishment that is at the very top of my career accomplishments. Thank you so much for that opportunity, and congratulations to all of the award recipients, both past and present. The first piece I'm going to be performing for you is something that I composed. It is called Higher Ground, and it is in two parts. The first part is in minor, and the second part is in major. And the reason why I chose those two particular juxtapositions was simply because I wrote this during COVID. A piece that, of course, in the beginning has to start out with a lot of uncertainty. And of course, switching into the major key provides hope and comfort. I hope you enjoy this rendition of Higher Ground, a piece that I composed. The next piece I'm going to perform is an arrangement that I did of Astor Piazzolla's Libertango. I hope you enjoy.
Thank you, Peter Thomas.
Fantastic. You know, I don't think, Steph, you'll find a more giving group of people than musicians. Every musician that's successful today knows that it's because countless people helped them along the way. The kind of giving. A musician calls another musician, I need help with a gig, I need help with sound, I need help with this. We're always just kind of called to join in. We're going to make another call to everybody that's streaming with us online right now to jump into our auction, if you would. Take a moment, go ahead, register, go on the silent auction. Within there, there's a donate button. We are going to try to hit that donate, the donate item as hard as we can toward the end of tonight's program, but we just want to remind you that if you're enjoying what you're seeing, you're enjoying the gifts that all of these musicians have given, please take a moment to give. No donation is too small, also none is too large, but none is too small. Any little bit could certainly help us really grow the mission of Civic. You know, music brings people together.
That's true, Pete.
It's a way for people that wouldn't ordinarily get in the same room together, on the same stage together. It's connecting people. It connects an audience with musicians on the stage. It fosters connections you can't even use words to describe. It is truly a universal language. So awesome. So grateful for those connections. We want to introduce our next artist video. Philip Dizack is a native of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He moved from Milwaukee to New York in 2003, so sort of the mecca of jazz. He attended the Manhattan School of Music on full tuition. He's described as one of the most important and fluid trumpeters of his generation. Personally, as a trumpet player, I'm grateful for all the cellists, but it's time to move on to some brass players. One of the most important and fluid trumpeters of his generation. He merited the Downbeat Magazine proclamation of one of the 25 trumpet players for the future. He's now on the faculty at the University of North Texas. UNT is really vaunted as a prime location for learning music, teaching music. He is a professor of trumpet with the improvisation emphasis. He's got 3 solo albums to his credit. We know Philip Dizack here at Civic Music because Philip nominated his middle school band director, Tim McCarthy, from Glen Hill Middle Schools in Glendale for one of our educator awards. And that's kind of how we got acquainted with Philip. We didn't really necessarily track his career after he left Milwaukee until he, as I mentioned giving before, right, Steph? I mentioned giving. Until he gave the gift of a nomination for his middle school band director. Here's what he said about Tim McCarthy. He said, "Everything I have achieved has Tim's fingerprint on it. Tim taught me humility. He taught me how to be generous with my music. And he taught me what it is like to be a life-altering educator." So here's another example of giving back. There's no musician at the top of their powers, middle of their powers, beginning of their powers that can't credit hundreds of other people and other influences for giving. This is an art you get good slowly. You start early, you get good slowly over a long period of time, and you see what happens. And it's because of the giving along the way. So one more time, we're going to ask you to give, to support the mission of Civic Music, and please enjoy this performance by Philip Dizack. Thank you so much, Philip Dizack. Thank you. Thank you not only for sharing that music with us, but thank you again for sharing your recommendation and your reflection on your middle school teacher's impact on your career. This is what it's all about. It's about starting small, it's about starting young, and it's about growing by little bits over a long period of time. So thank you so much. We're going to move now into our Educator Awards. Our 2021 Educator Awards. Civic is all about fostering music from the youngest ages to become a lifelong pursuit and lifelong passion, and we can't do it without the support and the inspiration of great educators. We're going to start with our Certificate of Excellence in General Music.
Before we begin, I would just like to add that this year has been especially trying, and it's really been impressive to see the hard work that our music teachers and teachers in general have brought to virtual classrooms, in-person classroom settings. It's been a challenge, but I know that our music teachers have played a super integral role in making sure that our kids stay inspired through music, and that is just really quite a blessing. So the first teacher that we'd like to present our Certificate of Excellence in General Music goes to Lauren King Driscoll. A little bit about Lauren. Lauren has been teaching elementary general music for 11 years and currently teaches at Richards Elementary in Whitefish Bay. She received her Bachelor of Music Education and Master's of Music Education from the University of South Carolina. In addition, she's a member of the Gordon Institute of Music and Learning and is very passionate about teaching early childhood music development. Without further ado, Lauren King Driscoll.
Good evening. I'll start by saying thank you to the Civic Music Association of Milwaukee for making this evening possible and honoring you with this award. It means a lot, especially in such a challenging year for music educators where how we're able to teach had to change so drastically. Also, I'd like to thank my colleagues at Whitefish Bay who took the time to nominate me. I'm truly flattered. I work with some incredible colleagues and I look up to them, and so it means a lot that they took the time. If you had asked me 15 years ago, I never would have thought I'd be an elementary music teacher. I really didn't know what it was about. And still to this day, I find myself countering the assumption that elementary music teachers just sing songs and bang sticks together. But after attending the University of South Carolina, learning from some of the most amazing faculty members at the Gordon Institute for Music Learning, even with Ed Gordon himself, I learned that engaging young children in music-making experiences is one of the most rewarding jobs and one of the most important jobs for a musician's future. Just like researchers every day are learning about the importance of early childhood experiences in reading and in math, so too are we learning about the importance of rich, meaningful early experiences in music. High-level, rich, meaningful music making is not only possible for young children, it's essential to help them achieve their fullest music potential in life. So I'm thankful for the many professional organizations that teach and promote active music making and elementary music education, also for community organizations like the Civic Music Association of Milwaukee who support music education for all students. So thank you again for this honor, and I will continue to work every day to help young musicians make music.
Thank you, Lauren. It's about more than singing songs and banging sticks together, right? Absolutely foundational. Fantastic. Our next Certificate of Excellence is for youth music. This one's going to go to Priscilla Nokovich, who's a teaching artist at Literacy and Arts Camp and Arts at Large Milwaukee. Priscilla is gifted with creativity. She has her own YouTube channel called Kids Music Crazy Good Nokovich, and it is crazy good. Check that one out. She taught at one school, Burdick Elementary School, from 1990 through 2013, doing more than singing songs and banging sticks together. She taught the Priscilla Nokovich curriculum based on national music standards, the Milwaukee Symphony ACE program, piano arts, and the WSMA concert repertoire. So the legit stuff underneath it, and then the creativity layered on, slathered on top of that. She's teaching literacy and arts camp that serves low to middle income children with weekly nature-themed learning and experience of the arts and focuses on literacy. So is there any more important mission, any more important teaching practice? Please welcome Priscilla Nokovic.
Awfully pretty, what do you think? So let me hold it. I am honored to live in the city of Milwaukee and be raised with the richness of civic music. In 1971, as a high school senior at South Division High School, I was given one of the Civic Music Awards. And here I am today, whatever year it is, 2021. I get the honor of receiving this. I thank Jane Borden for nominating me. I thank Nancy Harrell for having, such beauty you've added to all of this. Sue Medford, Piano Arts. Jenny Sweetland is at St. Sava School, and I get to go down there. I get to work with, it's just amazing. Children, and I have the babies. I'm basically the babies till like 12 years old. Hand that rocks the cradle, rules the world. It's really important what we do. I can't say thank you enough for the Foundation of Civic Music doing all the things. Please donate. It raises, it changes people in many ways, in different ways that you have no idea. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Our next teacher is Elizabeth Warren, and she will be receiving a Certificate of Excellence in Studio Music. Beth did her Bachelor's of Fine Arts from UWM and received a Master's of Music from Northwestern University, and is currently a member and orchestra manager and librarian of the Milwaukee Ballet Orchestra. In addition, Beth has worked with such orchestras like the New Mexico Philharmonic, the Grand Rapids Symphony Orchestra, Nashville Symphony, the Skylight Opera Theater, and more. Beth boasts a wonderful violin and viola studio and has been teaching privately since 1991 and has some 29 violin and viola students. Without further ado, Elizabeth Warren.
Thank you. Hello, I would like to thank my students and the board of directors of CMA for this honor. When asked what music means to me, I think of a poem that's hanging on the wall of my studio. "What is the color of love?" she asked, dipping her hand in the paint. And he quickly replied in a whispered tone, "Love is the color of music and light." That snippet of poetry tries to describe what music is, but in reality, music expresses the ineffable. Music plumbs the depths of emotion and soars to emotional heights that sometimes nothing else can reach. Music is essential to the human spirit, and I heard that word uttered earlier. As an educational tool, music helps to develop the brain. While some of my students may become musicians, I tell people that I'm teaching students how to learn, and violin and viola is the medium. I'm teaching students how to observe, how to think, how to problem solve, to strategize, to concentrate, to set goals, to manage expectations, to manage their time, and basically how to manage themselves. Since music utilizes both sides of the brain, it is an essential subject and should not be regarded merely as extracurricular. Thank you for supporting CMA and the students that they promote.
All right, we're going to go on to our Educational Administrator of the Year. Stephanie Blue is the Director of Student Learning at the Mukwonago Area School District. She's got a Master's in Curriculum and Instruction with an emphasis in technology-enhanced education, pretty timely in 2020 and 21, I think. Stephanie serves as Director of Instruction, is certified as Director of Instruction and Principal. She drives the development of the entire curriculum for a school district and instructional practices for every grade and every subject area. And she comes to that having been a member of the Webb High School Choraleers in Reedsburg, having been a member of the Wartburg College Choir for 4 years. She's choreographed multiple musicals. She has 4 kids who play violin, viola, flute, and trombone with a perfect built-in quartet. This is the background we want for our educational administrators, somebody that gets it. Her son received a Jerry Award for his role in his senior production of Pippin. So we want to congratulate and thank and encourage and continue to spur on the efforts of Stephanie Blue. So congratulations.
I want to thank the Civic Music Organization for the honor of receiving this award. I truly believe in any administrator award like this is really an award for the teachers that I get to work with every day. In my case, I could only receive an honor like this because of the music educators in my life. My middle school, high school, and college music teachers, Mrs. Whitty, Mr. Sandberg, Mrs. Mayaki, and Dr. Torkelson, gave me a profound appreciation for the role of music in a student's education. As all outstanding music educators do, their room gave me a place to find passion, an outlet to express myself, an appreciation for the world around me, an empathy for others, and the opportunity to find lifelong friendships. I learned from them what it looked like to have a teacher who had a complete passion for their career, and that a music teacher's job was never just 7:30 to 3:30. As cliche as it may sound, I would not personally or professionally be the person I am today without their influence of music being so important in my life. As an administrator today, I'm blessed to work with so many teachers who continue to remind me why strong music education is so essential in students' lives. I was blessed to work with a group of music educators this summer to figure out how to keep music alive in a pandemic. These teachers amaze me with their flexibility, creativity, and passion for doing anything possible to make sure that students could still have music in their lives, even when the world was telling us that it wasn't going to be safe. They moved to larger spaces. They figured out how to have students play and sing with masks. They changed group configurations. They gave lessons on computer screens for our students who chose to go virtual, so they could have a music experience still in their lives at home. Although none of these were easier for these teachers, they understood that this year, more than any other, our students needed music and were determined to keep these opportunities alive for our students. I am proud day in and day out to work in a district with these talented individuals. Music educators like Emma, Amanda, Nyla, Emily, Kathy, Adam, Sarah, Jenny, Karen, Ben, PJ, Lori, Dale, and Alexa make me so proud to serve them and continue to remind me that a music teacher's influence never ends. Thank you for this.
Thank you again, and congratulations one and all to our education awards, our educator awards. No musician would be able to do what they do without the influence of a teacher, guidance, the nurturing, the care. Nobody wants to be a beginner, yet you gotta start as a beginner, and a teacher that will nurture a beginner is an absolute godsend. We bring ourselves all the way through the process. So thank you again to all of our teachers. Thank you.
The next performers that we have coming up are our special sibling duo, Monique and Shanti Ross of SistaStrings. Their music simply just can't be described with one word. They combine their classical background with R&B and a touch of gospel to bring you a truly unique experience, and their music will take you on a journey. They formed in 2014 after both sisters graduated from college, and speaking about journeys, you just don't know where music is going to take you in your lifetime, and I'm excited for them as they embark on a new journey to Nashville soon. So without further ado, SistaStrings.
Hello, we are SistaStrings, and we are so excited to share with you all today. I am Shanti Ross, violin and viola teacher with Civic as well.
And I'm Monique Ross, cello teacher with Civic. And we're honored to share our music and excited about the great work that Civic Music does for students learning music.
Yes, absolutely. Beautiful, beautiful. We're going to get it going with the first selection, which is our arrangement of Bach Solo Cello Suite, which, as you see, we are not a solo, we are but a duo act. So we just kind of put our own little spin on it. We call this arrangement Bach It Up. Ross on the cello.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. The next piece we want to do is our arrangement of Bridge Over Troubled Water. Yes, indeed. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. I however you can. That's the way we're gonna get real change, and it's gonna be a beautiful thing. Love on each other, you guys. We're SistaStrings. Thank you so much.
Line in the hit Broadway musical Rent by Jonathan Larson. The line is, "The opposite of war is not peace, it's creation." Creation is productive and concrete. It can be done on a large scale or a small scale. If you are creating, you have no time to destroy. It is the creative people whom we want to shape our future and the future of the generations after us. The study of music, and of course all the arts, teaches us the importance of being creative. Music in particular teaches us to be collaborative, empathetic, to understand how all of the pieces of a project work together, and to hone skills like time management. Meet Zachary. Last year, Zachary shared this in his application for year 2 of the private lesson program. This year's private lessons impacted me greatly. Music is my happy place, especially during the quarantine, and has become a big part of my life thanks to Civic Music and my teacher, Carol Mavis. I have been reaching heights I never could have imagined. I have improved so much since receiving this scholarship. Last year at this time, he had auditioned for MISO and was hopeful to be included. In this year's application for year 3, he reports that he was in the MISO flute ensemble and principal flute in the wind ensemble. And he adds, "I won the chamber flute ensemble concerto competition with the help of this amazing program. It has not only taught me a good foundation and understanding of music, but also good time management." I chatted with Zachary last week at the private lesson program recital recording session that we held. What has music done for you? Have you, has it helped in school or?
Music it's changed my life, and it's helped me develop new skills like time management. It's just really, it's a great thing.
Excellent. All right. And do you want to continue playing flute for the rest of your life, or
Yes.
what? Yeah.
I want to continue playing flute for the rest of my life and go to a college for flute.
After the camera was turned off, he went on to say that with all his rehearsals and lessons in school, learning time management was really key for him. We believe that all children should know the joy of making music. Children who study music get a double dose of history and math. They get a leg up on life skills and habits like responsibility, perseverance, and time management, not to mention empathy, collaboration, and creative thinking. And aren't these all skills that employers are looking for in new employees? Pete said it earlier, that our vision is to ignite a child's potential by nurturing the passion for music making. Your support this evening will help to make these programs possible and make more creative people possible.
All right, we're back. So we hope we've had the opportunity to make the case for supporting music, for supporting music education. We've heard from accomplished musicians throughout our area. We've heard from the educators that make it possible. You've heard from us, the board members. We're going to ask you one more time to go into our auction page. There's a single item called Donate to Civic Music. We're going to put our total dollar. We're at almost $2,000 collected for support for this evening between the silent auction, the donation items tonight. A variety of supporters have contributed to that. There's a single item. It's a donation item. It's called Donate to Civic Music. It's got a picture of a teacher and a student. The minimum donation's $1. We're going to ask you to take the time to dig a little bit, go into that item, and give what you can. It's easy. If you've registered for the auction, it's really easy. Punch in your credit card. In fact, if you punch in your credit card when you register, it'll take it right away. We're going to just ask you to give what you can. We're just going to stay on screen and keep asking. We're now over $2,000 raised total. We're showing that total on the screen right now in front of you guys. We can't thank you enough. We can't thank you the supporters of Civic Music. We can't thank the educators enough. We can't thank our board of directors enough. We can't thank the musicians that have put these performances on and videoed themselves in their homes and studios. We've all gotten better at doing this world online. We're over $2,100 now, I can see on the screen. So keep it coming.
All right.
Keep it coming. Stephanie, how many hours did you donate to put this on? Resources, time.
A lot, and just, with the time thing, just music, to support kids and music is, it's a very time-intensive thing. I remember back in the days, my parents tirelessly worked to take me to all my lessons, all my coachings, my rehearsals, competitions, all that thing. And then you have, all of the costs in addition to just getting there. And it really does take a lot. So we're just very grateful for everybody who's taken part of this event, because we could not do what we do here at Civic Music without the help of all of our teachers. Once again, like Pete said, all of our directors and all of our kids, everybody who makes up this wonderful music community.
It's a total team effort. So again, thank you for watching online. Thank you for giving what you can. We're over $2,100. We're at $2,105 now. So $5 donation's okay. A $1 donation's okay. Anything you can reach. We're at $2,110 now. Somebody else made a $5 donation. Seriously. This money goes directly toward influencing and sustaining the programs that Civic Music puts on. We have a private lesson program. Students who have need audition and write letters and get recommendations for the privilege of taking private lessons free of charge from an outstanding, accomplished music educator in the Milwaukee area. We pay the educator, the kid gets the lessons. So anything you can do to support that makes it available to more kids. Make sure we can sustain the highest quality teachers. Make sure we can sustain the highest quality program. We're at $2,110 total raised in our auction right now. I think we may be coming to a close. I don't know. Is there any other way to dig? I think we may be there. We'll watch it for 10 more seconds. The silent auction's still open. Go ahead and bid on that stuff. We could not be more grateful for all the support. Not only tonight, but all through this year. We heard so many testimonies about how music educators had to flex and bend. And the kids wanted to keep going. That's the cool thing. The kids are like, well, I'm going to do it. So the teachers said, well, then I'm going to find a way to deliver it. We're over $2,200 now. Somebody else has dug deep. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. The most flexibility. I mean, being a musician too.
Yes.
You got to be flexible.
Yeah. And it's been really interesting to see how all of our kids and all of our teachers have responded to this time. I actually think that most of my personal students that I've had have found ways to actually do better. And so it's really kind of cool to see how our kids have just rose to the challenge of continuing on with their education in music and their schoolwork. It's been very impressive to see.
I gotta tell you, I've seen the same thing. I have a couple of private trumpet students, and just the desire that continues. Like, man, you want to just stop for a while? Maybe it's not safe. And they're like, no, we want to find a way to keep going. And that's what I think musicians and teachers do better than anything else, than anybody else. Find a way to keep going. Let's take a risk. Let's make an experiment. Let's try something. If it doesn't work, we'll try something else. If it works, we'll expand upon it. We've just seen so many examples of that this year.
And it's been really interesting too, because I had some private students at first that weren't really hip to the idea of doing the online thing. So we took a little break, which was cool, but they all ended up coming back because music is just really so important. And I think even they could tell that they needed to be back at it. So.
Yeah. I found that as a performer, you didn't realize it until you had a gig again. How important it was to your life. Like, oh, that's what's been wrong with me for the last 3 months. I haven't been playing out. And now that's starting to come again. So for everybody's resilience, everybody's creativity and flexibility during a time when we really had very limited opportunities for live music, people found ways to perform. You had virtual ensembles online. People were still doing stuff. Now we're playing out again. When's your next show?
My next show is on the 28th at Pap's Best Place this Friday. I'm super excited about that.
Awesome. Day after tomorrow, Steph's going to be live. I'm going to have a jazz quartet at Alley's Bistro in Menominee Falls a week from Friday, June 4th. When's your next gig? We got something coming up? We got a house full of musicians here. The educators are here. Their families are here. All the impassioned speeches you heard from our educators, they're here in our little live studio. We should mention, too, we're coming to you live from the Jazz Gallery at River West, part of the River West Artists Association. Our last performance we're going to hear is by a group that's deeply connected here at the Jazz Gallery. People that Stephanie knows really, really well, people that are very well known around Milwaukee.
Yeah, so our last group is a really exciting group of some of Milwaukee's finest jazz musicians, the Milwaukee Jazz Institute, which is comprised of Mark Davis on piano, Dave Bayless on drums, Jeff Hammond on bass, Eric Jacobson on trumpet, and Marcia Daniil on vocals.
Yeah, we had the honor of having that quintet, and the Milwaukee Jazz Institute, if you don't know who they are, they formed kind of in the wake of some of the jazz programming that was happening at the conservatory. Milwaukee Jazz Institute was hatched, and then the pandemic happened, and they turned right on their heel and said, that's cool, we're going to do everything virtually. So the clinics and the instruction and the performances that have been offered to the Milwaukee Jazz Institute have been absolutely astounding. We were able to have that quintet gather in this space a week ago Monday. Steph and I had kind of a private audience with the Milwaukee Jazz Institute quintet. Super impressive. They laid down 3 tunes for us, so we want to close this event. First of all, again, deepest gratitude to everybody for the donations we just saw climbing up. We're over $2,500 right now. Keep them coming in. I don't know if it's our board members here in the room. I don't know if it's the educators that we guilted into the, we don't know why, but the donations continue to keep climbing. We've asked musicians to be generous, and they are generous by their nature. Music's a giving art. So let's close with 3 beautiful tunes from the Milwaukee Jazz Institute Quintet.
Quiet night of quiet stars, quiet chords from your guitar, floating on the silence that surrounds us. Quiet thoughts and quiet dreams, quiet walks by quiet streams, and the window looking on the mountain and the sea. This is where I want to be, here with you so close to me, until the final flicker of life's ember. Who was lost and lonely, believing life was only a bitter tragic joke, have found in you the meaning of existence. the trembling trees embraced the breeze tenderly. Then you and I came wandering by, and lost in a sigh were we.
All right, how about that Milwaukee Jazz Institute Quintet? Awesome.
We just want to say thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight online or wherever you are. It's been our true delight to bring this event to you this evening, and hopefully we'll continue to just keep making music.
Can't stop the music.
Yes. Hopefully we'll just keep on doing things like this, but stay tuned and please follow us on Facebook and stay tuned for other things that we will bring to the community.
Absolutely. Too many people to thank, but again, to Nancy Hero, Executive Director, to our task force, Stephanie, Kent Tess Matner, Kathy Swoboda. My name is Pete Lang, to our Technical Director, Executive Producer, the guy that actually made us able to do a live event online, Zachary Bishman. Come on over here on the camera, Zach, one time. Let us see his face on the camera. He's not going to come on camera. To the Milwaukee Jazz Institute Quintet, to the Brusubardis Brothers, to SistaStrings, to Philip Dizack, to Peter Thomas, to Wojtek Klaus, to all of the music educators. Again, if we've proven one thing, this is a group effort. Success in music is the result of the combined efforts of many. Proud to report that our auction tally is now over $2,800 at the time you listen to the Milwaukee Jazz Institute Quintet play. You can donate to Civic Music any day of the week, even after this event is over. Hopefully you've seen the value in adding your support to the mission. We thank you. We bless you. Good night.